What's good, everybody? It's me, Quancredible, and today we're going to be talking about Asta's first sword, the Demon Slayer sword. We're just going to be going over what it does, what it can do, and also a interesting theory that I have for it that we may see in the future. So I'm just going to jump right in. As I stated earlier, the Demon Slayer sword is Asta's first sword. It's the biggest one, it's the most giant one. It's also the one that would do the most damage in my mind, just because it's the biggest. So if you get hit with it, it would deal a lot of damage. From what we know, it is mostly blunt, except for the end is kind of sharp. But as for any sword, I feel like even if it is blunt, if you swing it fast enough, it'll still cut through things. That is with the exception of magic. It can just cut through and negate all magic. It's also important to note that the hilt, or the little cross guard, that can dispel magical effects. As we've seen during the Witch's Forest arc, when Asta was being taken control of and the hilt tapped him in the head, he basically snapped out of it. And then on top of this, it has the main property that all of his swords have, which would be its anti-magic. Anything magical it comes into contact with will be immediately dispelled or negated. I mean, we have seen some inconsistencies with this in the plot, but I think that was just like bad writing or just trying to be showy. Like, there's times where Asta's sword has been surrounded by magic, or even when he goes through Finral's portals, that's kind of weird. Like, it's anti-magic, it should dispel it, but that's besides the point. For the most part, any magic it comes into contact with will be reflected or negated. Now, the one thing that I immediately noticed after Asta got his other swords, like the Demon Dweller sword or the Demon Destroyer sword, is that these swords had secondary effects. Like, it seems like being able to cut through magic and smack magic back are just baseline effects that all three of his swords have. But however, the Demon Dweller sword can also absorb magic and then shoot it back or shoot it out. And the Demon Destroyer sword, it can absorb magic effects in the area. Whereas his first sword, the Demon Slayer sword, never had a secondary effect. We never seen it do anything else aside from the regular baseline abilities that all of his anti-magic swords have. Now, at first I thought that maybe the demon resided in that one, but we even see that that isn't true, as he's able to go into his black form with all three of his swords with no difficulty. So this made me think that in the future he'll possibly unlock another ability for his Demon Slayer sword. Now, as for what I believe it'll be, I think he'll be able to put up more of a anti-magic zone with how big this sword is. So I think he'll be able to more or less channel the anti-magical energy in the sword and then spread that out around him and create an area where magic cannot be used. I think that is what the Demon Slayer sword's secondary ability will be. Now, as for how he would unlock this, I'm not quite for sure. There is always the option of gaining new pages in his grimoire. Gaining new pages in your grimoire doesn't necessarily translate to getting another spell. A lot of times gaining new pages in your grimoire will just enhance the spells that you already have, so that's always an option. Or it could be something that he has to focus on, like he did with trying to go into the black form. Maybe he has to focus the key a different way, and instead of swirling it inwards, swirl it outwards or something like that. But that's what I think it'll be able to do. But that was all I had for today. Just a little short theory, short video. Just let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any theories on what his Demon Slayer sword's second ability might be. I do think we're going to see one soon. I'm 99% sure that he would have to have one, because it just seems really off that all of his other swords have one but not that one. That just doesn't seem right. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Like and sub if you're feeling it. Outside of that, I'll catch you guys later.